left off, Eric's familiar, Rocket, just took off in the midst of that big fight with Dominic, and Eric had to go chasing after Rocket. What happened there exactly we'll come back to in a minute. You guys are still in the Japanese garden, and Anya had just given you the sword, Anna. And I wanted to do this real quick. Anya turns to you and says, "Now, let's make sure you can use this sword." She says, "Fight me." And she kind of backs up and gets into a dueling stance. Yes, we're doing this.
Alright.
Oh, hold on. One
That's
second.
payback from last week when I had him show sex toys.
Hey, you just got
by the
this
way.
famous sword, so... Huh?
By the way, that reminds me, I did Google the name Alan Jameson
Oh, yeah?
just to see what would pop up, and actually there is a guy.
Oh no.
It's like the first picture, and it's like, this is totally Alan Jameson. He looks like a cop. You guys do a Google search.
I did make it so anyone can share. You should be able to share your screen real quick.
Okay. Oh yeah, sure. So.
Is it
Yep, that's the guy. That's Alan.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know how to. Oh, share screen. Here we go.
So that's your goal?
That's Alan. Yeah, and you can tell
That's
he is blonde,
Yeah.
and he totally looks like a cop.
Yep.
So there you go. So that's
He's a
Alan.
real
Now you
person.
know what Alan and Halfdoor look like.
He's a,
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't expect it to be that real.
So
And he works for Seattle Police?
he works for SPD. Doesn't he look
Wow.
like it?
Wow. That is funny.
Oh no, not this guy. Sorry, no, this
Oh,
guy
okay.
is he's some kind of. Let's go to his LinkedIn profile.
Give him a call.
He's design and prototyping team at Avery Products Corporation.
Oh,
Wow.
Gosh.
Some kind of designer. I don't know.
That's really funny.
So, yeah.
Okay, so Anna.
Yeah.
She has challenged you to a duel. Her difficulty is going to be a 3.
So one for the Ankh and
3 for the sword.
3 for the... Am I gonna use my sword against my sire?
Yeah.
He wants to know if you can use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna fail, like, epically. See?
Oh, the beast! You can spend a willpower to reroll.
Spend the willpower?
Uh-huh. Oh wow, you're really hungry. If you're rolling with 3
Told ya.
dice. Yeah.
Georgia? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so...
I thought you fed before we went to the.
No, if you watch the video, she went there hungry, and you guys even
Yeah.
asked her if she wanted to feed, and she was like, "No, I want the sword."
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so... Again?
Yep.
Strength?
You can just hit the reroll button.
Yeah,
on
there's a reroll.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
reroll right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There you go. All right. So what happened right there? She went into like a dueling stance, and you had the dueling stance too, and it was a stare off. And then she brought out her sword, and you brought out yours, and she came at you. The swords were going fast, and finally you brought in a slice right into her arm and cut her. And she went back and looked, and she goes, "Well done." And she puts the sword back in. And you notice the blood that you drew from her that is on the sword. You see that the blood kind of seeps into the blade and disappears as if it's eating it.
Cool.
And then Amya tells you about those what just happened with that sword. The whole thing that's in the description. Basically,
Right.
it drank it, and she said there's a cap on the end there that you can pull off, and you can drink the blood there, which will slake one hunger.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
What's the max on that?
just one.
Just
It
one.
only fills up for enough for one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I don't have the issue. Wait, hold on.
It converts it into whatever type you want it to be. So if it's a blonde male, it converts it to blonde male blood.
So I can drink off of anyone now, from now on then.
If you cut them with your sword.
If you cut them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting enough. Okay. So yeah, you guys haven't heard from Eric for a while. Eric, do your thing.
Do the thing.
Where am I at? Wait, what?
You're at Sub Pop, remember?
Oh, I know. Just like...
Eric, can you? Yeah, you're a little quiet there.
Oh, hold on. Oh, is that better?
A little bit.
Julie, do the thing.
Do the thing. I got out of the toilet after chasing Rocket around.
You call somebody?
Yeah. I grabbed my phone, did some stuff, and give a call to one of the guys.
Who you calling?
Ghostbusters.
You call Jerry, Nate, Damien, Anna?
Give Nate a call.
Alright.
Me?
Your phone starts going off, Nate.
Is this while we're at the garden?
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I thought it was on silent.
Just eating fuck.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there. So I got mail for you here from the Sub Pop.
What?
Yeah. Apparently Rocket had to chase Rocket all the way back down here, and he picked this mail up for me, and it's addressed to you.
Huh. Okay.
So where are you guys
Talk
right now?
What I've seen so far, I think I might know what that is.
You do? Ooh.
Possibly. I have my suspicions.
Okay.
Are you there right now?
Yeah, I'm at Sub Pop right now.
Okay, we're just. I think we're finishing up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let everyone know that where you're at and that you're okay, because we were wondering.
Yeah.
Did you find Rocket?
Yeah, I found Rocket, but I had to go to the bathroom right away after that. So.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let everyone know that where you're at, and then I'll. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Check it out.
I'll mingle around here.
All right, sweet.
All right,
See you
see ya.
soon. Okay, bye.
Okay, before we go on further, Eric, when you go to the bathroom, you notice that nothing happens.
What do you mean nothing happened?
Vampires don't
Came
poop.
out? What?
Vampires don't poop or pee.
I mean, I'm happy.
You know what? It has been a couple nights.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still fresh vampire, so I'm used to it.
So you're going through the
Yeah, the phantom poop.
yeah. So that's where he's been for the last hour, because he's like, I know it usually takes me 30 minutes, but nothing's happening.
So
Just sitting there with the newspaper, like something's gonna happen. I know it.
Yeah.
what's going on with? I mean, I don't want to interrupt anything that's going on with Anna and her.
So their duel just ended, and Amya was telling Anna about the properties of the sword.
I'll wait for that to play out before I.
It's basically done. I mean, did you want to say anything else?
Yeah, I said, hey guys, that was Eric. He's fine. He found Rocket. He's back at Sub Pop. So I'm gonna head back. I think. Kind of hungry. I think. Am I hungry? No, not really. But I still have. Oh yeah, my humanity. Whatever.
No. You rolled for that. You should have erased that.
Well, it's. I have a superficial.
Yeah. That's all gone because you got the humanity pass.
Okay.
I just scrolled up in the chat, and yeah, your remorse roll, you got humanity pass. So I think you forgot to just delete that. So
Okay.
you can take that off.
It appears that there's a letter for me. Back at the hideout, which, based on Damien and Anna's experience with their letters,
So you might be. It might be
Well, I'm
your
thinking-
sire.
I would like to go find out.
A letter to
Yeah.
Hogwarts.
Of course, if you guys want to tag along and
I'm kind of curious
Yeah.
to see.
Yes, am I?
Oh yeah, I'll tag along.
sweet.
All right. So, yeah. You, Anna, say your goodbyes to Amya, and you guys go back to Sub Pop.
I fanboy a little bit too. It's like, I mean, you were so cool.
It's like, thank
Yep.
you.
Can't wait to talk to you later.
Okay, so you come back to Sub Pop Records, and you see Eric there
Hey!
with
I'm
the
eating
letter.
a rat right now to raise my health back up. Like a rat on a stick.
You're just.
It's like Charlie.
Oh no!
So, hey, you said you were going to the bathroom?
Apparently I can't poop.
That's funny because I was just thinking to myself, like, it's been at least 2 days.
Yeah. it's been
I
a
haven't
day.
even had the urge to go pee.
I know. What is going on?
Hmm.
Well, we can't eat any physically food anyway, so we just drink liquid and can't pee.
Right. But drinking blood, I mean, you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but drinking blood replaces our blood, so
Oh.
we're not creating any waste.
I meant that's good for me.
Oh.
Say some
What's that?
magic.
They don't tell you these things in the vampire manual. That would have been nice to know.
I
So,
know.
having a small freak out that Eric's going to the bathroom, but I haven't gone to the bathroom in like 3 days.
You know, maybe we should look into that, creating the manual for the recently deceased.
There you go.
You can't poop or pee.
Should probably be encrypted though, or some kind of coded, because you don't want to spoil the masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I still am a Mason, so I know how to encrypt. I know how to do things in encrypted text.
Is that why vampires don't go to the bathroom? And like in movies, there's never a bathroom scene with vampires.
Good point.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever seeing a vampire.
Yeah. You ever seen the movie? Yeah, there's no vampires in the bathroom. It's kind of weird.
All right, Nate. So you see the letter on the table there.
Oh, is this it, Eric?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
And all right, Nate.
I'm like really anxious.
You're so excited.
not me, but me.
Yeah.
Like,
You are you.
This is it.
All right.
Wonder
This
who
is-
could be.
This is what you see.
Better not be Will as the sire.
No.
What?
Don't forget you can expand it so you can see it better.
Oh, there we go. What does it say? What does it say?
Oh, sorry. I was. It says, "Good evening, Nate." Can everyone else see this?
Yeah, everyone can see
All
it.
right. When we last met 3 years ago, you left quite an impression, which is why I've chosen you for this task. Meet me on the roof of the convention center. I will explain there. Your sire. Where was I 3 years ago? I don't remember. Was it PAX?
Were you there 3 years ago?
I know you were there 2 years ago.
I mean, I don't know how close to this is with
Exactly three
Exactly
years ago
where I was
today?
at.
Or...
I do have this cool feature on my phone called Google Timeline.
Yeah.
That's where I was at 3 years ago. But I don't know. I'm not gonna. Let's just go to the convention center. That sounds a lot easier.
Just go see who it is.
Yeah. On top of the convention center?
The roof, yeah.
How do we?
It's kind of it's a maze to get up there.
Roof?
You guys have been up on the roof?
A while ago, me and Jerry and Keith like wandering around this place, trying to find this room.
And you
got
ended up on the roof?
No, we could have gone on the roof, but it's like a maze to get down the stairs up there. And the doors are locked.
I'm sure there's a service stairs that go lead up to there.
Yeah, there's the service stairs or emergency stairs sometimes. Go straight to the roof in other rooms.
Okay.
What's interesting is that you've met your sire before.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I mean, the only person I could think of, there's no way.
Better not be Walt just coming out of nowhere. Say hello.
I'm gonna keep it to myself, but if it's who I think it is, there's no way that it could be who I think it is. All right,
Adrian, careful with your tails.
Don't laugh, Adrian.
let's go.
Smile, Adrian. Let's do it.
All right,
You
so
say
you
don't
guys.
Poker
laugh, and
face.
he will laugh even more.
Poker
Don't
face,
tell me to
Adrian.
not
Poker
laugh.
face.
All right, so yeah,
Wear a mask.
you break into the convention center, and you look around for the stairs that get you to the roof. You finally make your way to the roof, and the door is wide open, and you're on this huge space in the roof, and you see a figure standing in the shadows. As you walk closer.
I walk closer.
The figure comes out of the shadows and says, "Hello, Nate."
Do I recognize the voice?
Oh, you recognize the voice and the face.
Because I've been listening to it for years. I knew it.
Chris Perkins.
It's like, oh my god, Chris
Really?
Perkins.
Really?
Yes, Nate, it is me. I
That
am your
sounds
sire.
just like him.
Yes, I embraced you the other night to make you a vampire.
I mean, I'm speechless.
Yes.
A lot of things make sense right now, but when I saw you 3 years ago, that was like in broad daylight.
Were we in
Sort of.
broad daylight or were we inside?
We were inside.
It was painful, but yes, I was able to stay up.
Huh.
Well, there's this vampire skill that could be in the sunlight really good.
I mean, I'm such a huge fan, and I'm honored
Are you starstruck?
a little bit.
Yes, you remember at PAX 3 years ago, we took a picture together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did?
You did.
Really? I want to see.
You actually have it on your Facebook, Nate. I had to go.
Yeah.
I actually had to go back and see you.
No, you said this, and this is exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
that's incredible.
Mhm.
But what? I mean, you said that I made some kind of impression on you. I'm trying to think of what you could possibly have seen. That
I saw potential in you, and I think you were a good candidate for what I ask of you now. So, as you know, a couple of years ago, Jeremy Crawford took over as DM for Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah, I never really watched after that.
Good on you. I don't like him very much either. And I think I have even more reason to dislike him more. Here's another little bit of a revelation for you. Jeremy Crawford is also a vampire. He is part of the Toreador clan.
Okay.
And after a few years of learning some other disciplines from my coterie, I was able to learn the Auspex discipline, so I could see other vampires' auras. And when Jeremy took over, I noticed a very strange aura on him, one that I've never seen before. And I knew that his hunting ground is at the Mox boarding house. Which, if you don't know what that is,
the board game place?
Yes.
Is there one here in Seattle, or are you talking about the one in Bellevue?
Seattle.
Oh, I didn't know there was one in Seattle. That's cool.
Yeah. So one night...
No, Ballard Locks. There's one near the Ballard Locks.
Yes.
I've been there. Okay.
So, seeing this strange aura, I decided to follow him one night. And I noticed that I saw him when he went there was a game night going on, and I saw him take a kid away from the boarding house, and he took him around back, and I tried to follow him, but when I did, I lost track of him. I saw him nowhere, so I decided to go back and kind of stake the place out, and I noticed him come back without the kid. I'm not 100% sure here, but I think he might be killing kids.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I obviously have no proof of that. Tonight, however, there is an Elysium event being held at the Westin that is a D&D themed event for vampires. And yes, there are vampire nerds.
Well, obviously.
But what I want you to do is to go to the Elysium, because Jeremy will be there, and I want you to confront him and try to learn the truth. Because if he is killing kids, he has no right to be DMing Acquisitions Incorporated, or even be a vampire for that.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's funny that you went to Acquisitions first, but...
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a sore spot, but yeah, you know.
Chris Perkins, this might be inappropriate at this time, but how far is everyone around?
They're kind of like maybe a few feet, like, behind you.
I'm such a huge fan of yours. And that would be so cool if maybe you could, like all of us play D&D. And that would be way cool if you could, like, maybe... I know you're probably a very busy guy.
You want me to DM for you?
Oh my god, I would love that. everyone in my group would totally love that.
That can be arranged.
One adventure.
That can be arranged, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I mean, you are my child now.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
I'll let you on another little secret here. My sire was Gary Gygax.
No shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. Makes sense now, right?
Okay. So that kind of answers another question that I had that I was a little hesitant in asking because it is kind of rude. I was wondering how long you've been a vampire. We'll put it that way. About 40 years now.
Yeah, about 40 years. Yeah.
Okay. Still cool, man.
Mhm.
Wow, I'm honored. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so
And if you do this task for me, I will reward you with something that I think you will really, really like. But I'll save that as a surprise for later.
sure. Is it cool if I introduce you? I mean, some of these guys know who you are.
Oh, sure.
Okay, cool. I turn around like, guys, come here. Adrian's gonna be so fucking jealous.
Who is that? I can't tell. It's too dark.
Yeah.
Well, come closer,
Okay. Is it okay with you?
guys. This is Chris Perkins. Chris
No.
Perkins. This is the guys.
No way.
The fuck?
You can't be a vampire.
Is that you, Chris?
Yes, it is me.
He's a vampire? He's a vampire?
It
How
makes total sense to me.
Wow.
And he's your
Otherwise-
sire.
It resonates. It just resonates. It makes sense.
It's
Huh.
amazing.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Damien was mute.
You-
There we go. I was gonna say I'm gonna lean over to Anna and whisper, "It's Chris Perkins."
Chris Perkins is a game designer, lead game designer. Curse of Strahd. Oh my god, that just hit me. For a lot of Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons. He creates campaigns, modules, books. Like, this guy is like the man. This dude is the dude. Fucking awesome. Brilliant. He's a brilliant DM.
He's like, yes. It's too much, dang it.
Yeah, it's a total wordsmith. Very eloquent, articulate, and just amazing. And the imagination, like, there's no bounds. Like, this guy is so cool. Really appreciate it. I'm honored. This is amazing. And if things work out, he might even be able to DM a game for us. So we still got D&D.
Wait, he could DM for us? Really?
Yes, I asked. He said it could be arranged.
Holy
How
shit.
cool is that?
That's fucking awesome. I went to
Oh,
go shake Chris's hand. It's like, oh, you're so awesome.
He's like,
Yeah. So cool. Can we get a selfie?
He's like, I guess.
Right?
It makes sense to me with PAX and Chris Strahd, and just like all these puzzle pieces are like fitting together. Makes so much sense. Let's go kick Jeremy Crawford's ass. At least find out what's going on. I want to jump to conclusions. Maybe there's a perfectly reasonable explanation here. Why he's taking children somewhere and then they're not showing up afterwards. So let's go find out. Let's go do some stuff.
Eric, he wrote in the chat, if a D&D session happens, this is like Inception.
We're playing a D&D and
Playing a D&D game while playing
Vampire. Yeah.
role-playing vampire, playing D&D while playing vampire.
Yep. We're going
All right.
That's so cool.
So yeah, he obviously tells you that he can't come with you because him and Jeremy have a bit of a beef. So that's why he can't be seen with him. So this is why he's passing this task on to you.
I hope I can live up to whatever standard you have, which obviously you picked me as pretty high standard, so it's a venture thing.
Yeah, it's eventually.
Right on.
Yeah, when you're done, just give me a call. This is my number. And I'll use it to you.
I have.
I've never seen Nate total fanboying before.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Got his personal
And-
number, man.
In all honesty, this guy truly is like. It's hard to explain. It's like, you know, if you play like a regular role-playing game, like on the computer, you know, and you eventually, if you just go off the map, like, and eventually you hit a wall, an invisible wall, taking that metaphor and putting it into a world that Chris Perkins has created, there is no wall. Like, there's just another world, and it just keeps going and going and going. Like, this man rolls with the punches like none other that I've ever seen, and it's so fluid, and it just makes you think that he had that planned all along. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
let's go.
Guys, I
Let's
think
go
it's time.
kick some ass.
Nate's
I don't like
crying.
Jeremy Crawford either. If you look up Jeremy Crawford, he's the first one that you see, and you definitely just want to punch this guy in the face. Yeah, you just want to punch that guy in the face.
With the glasses on.
Why is there a black guy on
Take the
there?
glasses and break him, stab him in the eye.
Little guy.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? Oh, you hit a guy with big glasses. Touche.
Take off his hat.
All right, so the Elysium event is taking place at the Westin.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Weston Hotel. Uh-oh.
Westin. You remember the Westin?
It's still PAX, isn't it?
Yeah.
It only's been one night out of 4 days, so.
Yeah.
God, I'm totally like made by Chris Perkins.
Yeah.
Remembering the Western.
Like, remember Weston, that stupid guy?
Yeah.
That's like one of the two things that I remember about that dungeon is that guy and how stupid it was.
Okay, so you guys go up to that floor where the true dungeon was those years ago, and when you get there, you see that the doors to that big hall are all closed, and at every door you see there's two guards. With Jerry, with your aspects, you can immediately see that all these guards are ghouls.
Of course, you know, give Jerry my one-liner. Jerry, what do your vampire eyes see?
I see ghouls all at the door guarding. They're not normal guys. There's something going down here.
Yeah. So they have their arms closed.
I don't think this is a regular PAX thing.
Well, Chris Perkins didn't mention that this was like a D&D for vampires. So that makes
An Elysium for a D&D themed Elysium event.
Do I see vampires dressed up in cosplay?
Well, you got to get inside first.
Okay.
You just see the ghouls at these closed doors.
we could probably just walk in.
Mhm.
I mean, they're just ghouls, right?
Did they give you a secret code?
And we don't even have to really use any tricks, I'd imagine. We just let them know.
And
Do
so
we just
yeah,
walk up? Do we just walk up and show them our fangs?
you probably do
Thanks for letting us in.
Hey, is the Weston on this map here that you're showing us?
that. Oh,
No.
actually, now that I think
No,
about it, I
it's-
don't think it is.
It's a little bit far.
No, it's not. This is the convention center.
Yeah.
Weston's more.
I don't know. Oh.
It's a
I
two-story
have
it. You have one.
building.
I do have it.
Oh, you got a picture of it.
I'll
Right
switch
there.
it over.
There you go.
Yep.
There they
There you
are.
go.
Right there.
It's the one with the two cylindrical towers.
The two towers.
Yeah.
Oh, Weston, yeah.
That one right there.
Okay.
So yeah, you walk up to the ghouls. Are you here for the Elysium?
We are.
Step right in. They open the doors for you, And you walk in, and you can see that there, Jerry, with your eyes, you see nothing but vampires of all kinds of clans inside this Elysium. And yes, some of them are cosplaying.
Okay.
And you see that there's like there's booths for like D&D books. There's actually some games going on in like the corner. There's like some music going on, and just bunch of people, basically like PAX Convention Center.
Huh.
Yeah,
But it's all vampires.
Yeah, those dinner parties at night.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Mhm.
It's like all vampires, but it's just like regular PAX. It's weird.
Trying to have fun in the unlife.
Huh.
It makes a little bit of sense.
All right. So yeah, you're walking around, and they, one of the booths has the books for the newest D&D module out for purchase, and game testing and such. Walking around. So, you guys taking this over? What do you want to do?
What's the guy we're looking for?
So what are we doing here?
Like, I showed you guys a picture back on the roof of the convention center.
Yeah. So he's around here somewhere?
Yeah, apparently he's kind of heading up this event, I think, is what Chris said. So, is there any kind of like stage area or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, in the back there's a stage right up there. It's empty right now, but yeah.
Okay.
And where were the kids disappearing?
At a completely different location in up in Ballard. Keep this going. You don't. We'll say this. You hear up on the podium, someone say, "Hey all, let's give a hand for the one who created this event, Jeremy Crawford."
Guys, there he is.
And he goes up onto the stage, and he's saying, "Welcome all, and basically, have fun, and this is for all of you. We're giving out free copies of the newest module, and basically all that." And he starts walking off the stage.
Okay, I'm immediately gonna go try to grab one of those free modules
Okay.
as fast as I can.
Okay.
And I wanna go right up to him and ask for a signature, an autograph.
Oh, okay. So you grab one. Yeah. Okay. He's walking.
So I don't know if you guys, I don't know, should we follow him? I think, I don't know. We could just ask for an autograph and at least approach him. But I don't know what that's gonna do.
Like, what would you ask for him? Like, how would you go about doing this? Yeah.
Oh,
He's kidnapping kids, but like, how do we bring that up?
we could just follow him.
Is he? We could take it, like, if he's going into the back room of somewhere, or something private that we can interrogate him, I guess, or something. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll use the autograph as a plan B.
Okay.
That way, if he's like, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing here?" We're like, "Oh, are you Jeremy Crawford? Can I get your autograph?" So let's watch him and see where he goes.
Yeah.
Follow.
So you see him go off to like one of the tables, and he does sit down, and you actually see there's a line for autographs, and he is actually giving out autographs to some of the people.
Okay. I might be there
For a little bit. Yeah, maybe an hour.
Uh-huh.
You want to get the autograph anyways? Wait in line.
Like 20 minutes.
If we get an autograph now, that could take away our excuse for if he catches us following him. So Maybe we should just make ourselves scarce and wait and see what happens.
Is he a vampire too?
Yes.
Everybody's a vampire in here.
Yeah. Everyone's a vampire.
I don't know, human, not a human.
Well, Chris did say I should confront him.
In front of everyone?
I mean, I have no evidence
Yeah,
other than
we need evidence.
other than what Chris said.
So you want to do it in front of all these people?
What?
Are you want to do it in front of all these people, or you
I
want
don't
to?
think it's a good idea.
No, we got no proof anyway. So
Right.
He might be here for
Also, if you try and accuse him of something like that, there might be a lot of people, a lot of other vampires here who stand behind him and will protect him.
yeah, we'll get attacked and thrown out. That'd be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Another question is, what would he be doing with these kids? Like, why target kids?
Easy.
I mean, it's taboo, right? Like,
100%.
so knowing that, like,
His aura's not black, is it?
It's not black. Jerry, when you see him, you can see that he has the Toreador color, but there's something off about it.
Remind me
It's
again.
modeled.
The Toreador.
Sorry?
What are these guys? MO? Like, what are their?
Toreadors are like the
They're the seductors. They're
Yeah.
the seductive ones.
yeah, they're more seductive. They
Like Beth. Like Beth was.
Beth was
Or no, wait,
Bruja.
Burha. That's right.
Yeah.
Duncan was a Toreador, wasn't he?
Who? What?
Wasn't Duncan a Toreador?
Duncan?
Yeah.
Duncan. Who's
Dominic.
Dominic. Dominic. No, Dominic was a Malkavian. I don't think we brought that up because I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Who did we meet that was also a Toreador?
I think there was some in the crowds at that previous Elysium.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You did mention that some of the more flamboyant ones were
Yeah,
Toreadors.
yeah. Cursed by their unbridled sensuality, the divas are obsessed with aesthetic perfection. Fashion models, divas, degenerates, artists, harlots.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah. More.
Lady Gaga in American Horror Story.
Yeah.
So, devil's advocate. I'm a Toreador, and I am targeting children. What am I trying to do? And I look like Jeremy Crawford, which clearly does not look like your typical Toreador.
Yeah.
Is this like a fountain of youth kind of thing? But no, they're vampires.
You know what? I got a feeling this may be a pedo thing.
That's
money.
total the vibe that I'm getting.
Just because I think maybe, obsessed with Toreadors are obsessed with perfection.
Yeah,
That these are like his ideal of perfect.
that is so gross.
And he just looks like a pedo.
oh god, yeah.
So does.
Oh,
Don't break the news that he's actually a pedo in real life. That's pretty weird.
okay, so let's run with that. That's it. That's what he's doing.
That's a good theory. Yeah.
Do you think that there is like a ring here, or do you think that maybe he is, like, putting these children into like sex slaves, whatever, for just himself or for other vampires, or because if other vampires are involved, I think we should know.
Yeah.
So, and what I'm really getting out here is maybe one of us should approach him and maybe drop some insinuations, like maybe perhaps we know an interested party or are interested in acquiring something like that, so that we can.
Well, you're the only one persuasive enough to convince.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You realize that
Yeah.
you've got the charm. You've got the charm to be able to make it work. I mean, I could follow him unseen. I could use my unseen passage and silence of death to be able to follow him without being seen. But we need to figure out what's going on in the first place.
Okay, so we either assume that he's doing this for himself, or perhaps he is sharing with others.
I don't think he's doing himself. That's my guess. There has to be someone up there.
I get that vibe too. There's got to be others involved.
Probably somebody at the event.
Is there anybody that, Jerry? You said there looked like there was something wrong with his aura. Is there anyone with a similar, modeling to their aura? Not
Jerry,
same aura, but same issue with their aura.
For you, Jerry, looking around, you can see that everyone else's auras are normal. He's the only one with a unique aura.
Looks like he is the only one. I'm looking around the room. I don't see anybody else. That this guy he has his own thing. I don't know what's going on with him.
So if that's the case, and he's doing this by himself, then I think it would be better to approach him in a more isolated area, not in front of all these people. I don't see what we can accomplish by engaging with him right here.
Yeah, there's no point. We just gotta wait it out.
It'll rouse suspicion. It'll cause more of a scene.
So either we follow him, or I convince him that I'm interested. That the prey that's out there, just something's not right. And gosh, it sure would be easy if I had a market that I could go to with some exquisite food.
Does he live in Seattle?
Bellevue, probably.
I think he lives in Bellevue. Yeah.
Maybe could we find out maybe where he lives and go check out?
Check his place out?
Yeah. What if he's taking these children to his place and doing whatever he's doing? It's happening there.
Well, actually, what Nate told, or what Chris Perkins told Nate was that he saw him at that board game place take a kid out of there, and when he came back alone to that boarding house and continued playing games with people. So whatever's happening isn't necessarily happening at his home.
Okay, so we know that he's doing. He's at least picking these children. Do we know if it's just more than one?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a couple times.
So he's got it, but he lost Chris Perkins.
Mhm.
Or Chris Perkins lost him, rather.
Yeah, he couldn't see where he was going with the kid.
So I don't really see us being able to track this guy down if a sire
Couldn't follow
isn't
him.
being used.
Yeah.
So maybe the best option is to try to do an inside job. Maybe try to gain his trust and see if we can't find out what he's up to. But this,
Once again, the person with the most social skills is going to
I know. I'm just trying to. How much do we know about Toreadors? Are they also socially you're saying seductive, so that's.
They're a little bit more seductive, but yeah, they have a lot of charm and
Social.
yeah, social. You
All right.
met your match, Nate.
All right.
You gonna try it?
I don't think this is going to be easy. I mean, unless anyone has any objections.
I mean, this is.
Otherwise, besides waiting, That's the only one I could think of.
Let's take a vote. Do we engage now, try to get into his good graces, and see if maybe he can lead us to the pot? Or do we wait and follow him?
I mean, I'm with following him still, but if you feel you can talk to him and get something out of him now.
I have a feeling it's...
At worst, if you can't convince him get into the good graces, maybe you can spook him enough that to make him make a move, because we have done jobs for the prince, and we were just specifically told that one of the prince's laws is no feeding on children.
So if that might spook him if someone knows that he's been doing this. But wouldn't that just Chris would do that or something?
Yeah, but Chris already has beef with him. He doesn't know. I mean, who knows? Chris may not personally know the prince.
It's also entirely possible. Well, Jerry, you're kind of the expert in aspects. Assuming that this guy does have a similar skill, which Chris confirmed that we are able to acquire these disciplines. Do you know if there's any way to be able to trace or track to see if maybe a sire and his children are in fact related? Like, could you look at Chris Perkins' aura and then my aura and see that there is somewhat of a connection between us, that I am a child of his? Are you able to tell that?
I don't think he'd be able to tell that with the aspects. He might be able to do that with the blood, by tasting your blood.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about the blood and ritual stuff.
Okay. Well, which is fine. If that's, I just don't want this guy to look at me and know.
Oh, like it would backfire on you if he kind of has that ability.
Exactly.
I think to save you time, Jerry, with the aspects itself, I don't think you can see whose sires they are. But your blood sorcery, however, I think one of the things with taste of blood, but that's specifically to the Tremors and not the Toreadors.
So I think you're safe on be able to converse with this guy.
Okay.
And not lose your footing, I guess.
So then, if I understand correctly, plan A is I will approach this guy and see if maybe he can't let me in on what he's up to.
He could be like a follower or something like that. Be a spy.
And if that doesn't work out, then we could follow him and hope that we don't lose him. Which I think is extremely probable, considering that someone who's been a vampire 40 years longer than we have. You get my drift.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very optimal situation.
Yeah. Unless, you could try undercover.
All right.
Be some fresh meat that you want to join his clan.
So,
we also have been able to do things as a team that older vampires haven't been able to do.
True.
We seem to complement. We have complementary abilities, whereas a lone vampire may not have as many abilities to be able to, do the same thing we would as a group.
All right. Well, so unless there's any objections, I guess, are we all on the same page?
Yeah.
All in agreement?
Yeah. I mean, just be cautious because he does have a funky aura compared to other vampires, though. So.
Okay.
I don't know what that entails, but I don't know if that's because he's dealing with the kids, but I don't know what causes that. But
Does it seem unhealthy to you, this funkiness, or?
I don't know how to convey that.
It just seems strange.
It's strange. Yeah, it's just strange.
It just looks not normal.
Yeah, like you can see that he's a Toreador, but there's something else about him that he can't put his finger on. It's just
What do you call it,
weird.
Chris Perkins? Phone a friend?
yeah, no, Nate.
Chris, what do I say to this guy?
You're the DM.
Let's
Give me
call
some
the real
pointers,
DM.
man.
Do you know what his critical rating is? All right. Well, I guess I get in line with my copy.
All right. So yeah, you see him sign some autographs, and finally, it comes to you, and you are now face to face with Jeremy.
Mr. Crawford, this is so exciting. I am such a huge fan. I mean, would you be? I hand him the module or whatever. You know, I'm like, oh, man, I'm so excited. How do you like? It's the fact that you're, I'm actually a very new fledgling. I'm just stoked that you exist in this world. It's incredible. I have to admit, I don't know if you could tell, I'm a bit flustered. You're pretty sorry, you just got me like woo.
Oh wow, you're a fledgling, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I can also see that you're a Ventru, huh?
Yes.
How's it going for you, huh?
Well, I kind of look around.
Uh,
It's funny that you mentioned that. I'm sure you know all about Ventrus and their particular tastes.
oh yes, your clan Bane, huh?
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, how do I put this? It's kind of embarrassing. Let's say in your life, were you a fan of, say, lamb?
Lamb?
You know, like a young sheep. When we were able to eat regular food.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I like lamb.
And how tender it was.
Sure.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of lamb. I'm just saying that's it's this is sorry, and there's a lot of people around, and it's kind of I feel a bit exposed. Is there like I know you're kind of busy here, but I have been asking around, and I hear that you are. You ever watched The Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
You know Red, right?
Yes.
You're a guy who he's a guy who knows how to get things,
Sure.
particular things, very specific things, right?
Okay.
Well, I hear that you have talents that are similar for rare things that might accommodate my hypothetical tastes.
I'm really having a hard time here understanding what you're getting at.
Well, it turns out there's a bit of a pesky rule in this city regarding what I think are a bit outdated. As far as well, like you hear about this 18 and over thing. As far as food goes, and realistically, you've got individuals that are capable of pretty much, reaching adulthood like in the medieval times, the age of like 14. So.
Oh, okay. What the fuck are you talking about here, buddy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got the impression that you had particular, maybe I'm way off base here. Just heard some rumors. Maybe you would like to put those to rest, perhaps.
Okay. So he, after he signed the book, he like slammed it shut and gave it back to you, and he's like, "All right. That's enough for tonight, everyone. I'll see you later. You come with me."
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay. I do my absolute best not to look back at any of you guys. I don't want to clue him in that I'm here with people.
Okay. So he takes you over to like one of the stairwells, and he opens up the door into the stairwell, and he's like, "Get in here." And so he slams the door shut, and he kind of looks up the stairs, and he looks down the stairs, and he's like, "All right, what the fuck do you know?
Oh, I meant
Who
no.
the fuck are you?"
I meant no offense, sir. I'm just saying you definitely look like a guy who knows how to acquire lamb. And I'm just saying there's a lot of sheep around here.
Okay.
And it's hard to find some lamb. And being adventure at all, you can see how things could be a bit difficult with outdated rules. And I'm just saying, we are very much, I could pick a right up on it. The social cues, what I've heard, that we are definitely might have an understanding. And I have a lot of resources that you might be interested in. But I don't want to lay all my cards out on the table. I'm just trying to figure out, what we can do for each other.
Okay, no more games here. Flat out say. No more code words or beating around the bush. Flat out say what you're trying to say.
No.
Oh.
Look, man, I'm looking for a PYT.
Okay, listen. If I think you're saying what I think you're saying, you are way off track. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, there's been a few people around here that have been saying otherwise about you.
Okay, I want to start like a little bit of a social combat here.
Sure.
Okay. So with that accusation, or not necessarily accusation, how would you put that?
No, that's definitely well.
Isn't it?
It is an accusation, but it's not coming from a place that's accusatory.
Right. So go ahead.
It's an assertion.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll something social that would be related to that.
Well, obviously, I'm trying to manipulate them.
Okay.
For
So
starters, into revealing information.
Okay. So that would be manipulation plus.
What was it? Oh, manipulation.
Manipulation plus maybe insight? Insight would make the most sense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Or persuasion, your choice. And I will give you a difficulty of 4.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to use my awe ability.
Ooh.
This is kind of a 1-2 punch.
Okay.
So, again, enacting my awe ability means that where is it? It's a presence power. Any test involving charisma, persuasion, or performance, so this would be persuasion. And he's obviously going to be aware that I'm using it.
Okay.
So anyone in my presence feels their attention inexplicably drawn towards me and more inclined to agree with me. That's the intent. So I'm going to try to get him to agree with me in my request. But because he's probably aware of the effect, he can try to resist it. So it's a contest. It's manipulation and presence, my manipulation and presence, versus his composure and intelligence.
Composure plus intelligence. All right.
So my manipulation and presence, so it's going to be a roll of my manipulation. And then I get to add a +2 modifier, I think, because I have a presence of 2.
Okay, he rolled 2 successes, so you have to be 2.
All right. So manipulation. +2.
3. All right. So, what do you say to him exactly?
So I say, listen, we both know what I'm talking about, and there's no hiding it, and there's no need to be ashamed. Just tell me what I want to know. And what I want to know is, what are you doing to those kids?
Shit. He's like,
So that right there, because I got the success on the presence, on the awe roll.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to do manipulation and persuasion.
okay.
So I get to add +2 for my awe ability, plus an additional 2 for my charm. So it's a modifier of 4.
Okay. Woo!
That's my roll.
Give her the sword. That's different. That's fine. That's a success. That's a success. Okay, so Jeremy looks at you and he's like, okay, man, okay. You have this all wrong. I'm not getting the kids for myself. I am getting them for my master.
Okay.
And I am bloodbound to my master.
When you say your master, your sire?
No, he's not my sire.
Whoa.
He has bloodbound me, and I am his slave.
Okay. So, and how do you feel about all of this?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all.
Good, because I think it, like, ugh, sorry, man. Like, I had to get a feel for you. I tried baiting you, and clearly I'm misunderstood the whole scenario, but you can see how it'd be possibly easy to misunderstand when you do have, and I'm going to keep my sources safe and secret, but you do have people who have witnessed you disappearing with children.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh, this is awful. This is
Not
horrible.
to mention you got the serious pedophile vibe.
Totally, dude. You really need to work on that.
Oh my
You're a
gosh.
fucking Toreador, man. Come on.
Oh my gosh. And you see that he's actually tearing up, and he starts crying blood a little bit.
Jesus,
Like,
don't
oh my gosh.
cry.
I didn't want this. I didn't want this at all. This was against my will. He wanted me to get the kids for him.
Okay, look. Here's the thing. I said I had resources. I wasn't lying about that. I have people that can help you.
Okay.
And I understand you might be bloodbound to do a certain thing, but are you bloodbound necessarily to stop us from relieving you of this scenario?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, unless he commands me to, then.
All right. Give me a second. I send a text to the vampire.
A collective.
Like, hey guys, we're in the stairwell. You should come here. You should come.
All right, on the way.
So you all come come inside. He sees the group coming in, and he's like, "What? Whoa, what's going on here?"
Guys, this is Jeremy Crawford. Jeremy Crawford is the guys.
Hi.
Big girl.
Jeremy may not be the piece of shit that we thought he was. He might be acting against his own will. Jeremy, tell them what you told me. And be honest.
Okay, it's not me that's taking these children necessarily. I am taking them, but I'm taking them to my master to let him feed on them, because he has bloodbound me, and I must obey his every command.
And for the record, master is not necessarily the same thing as sire.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get into this? How did you become his master?
Well, one time I actually decided to go to the Mox boarding house, and he came up to me, and we just had a pleasant conversation and such. I mean, I knew he was a vampire because of my aspects. I could see that he was a Ventru, and he asked me to do this task for him, and he fed on me.
He what?
He
What?
fed on me to make me his slave. He bloodbound me, and he told me that I was now his slave, and obviously anything he told me to do, I had to do. And the thing that he told me to do was to bring children to him.
Who is your master?
He is a 300-year-old Ventru. His name is Albert, and he looks 12 years old. His bane is he can only feed on children.
Okay.
So
Well,
it wasn't
that's
a
not
14
as creepy.
It was a
What a
12
twist.
What was that, Anna?
It wasn't a 14 or a 13-year-old we were talking, because we were talking about this before the game started. It was a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Mm.
When did this happen?
It began the same time that he took over Acquisitions Incorporated, which was 2 years ago?
And
Yeah.
is that why you are in charge of Acquisitions Incorporated now?
No.
Did he give you them?
No, he did make sure that I had this position, but it wasn't really exactly him that put me in this position.
Okay, and so you abduct these children,
Hmm.
and where do you take them?
I take him to a house that's not too far from the boarding house, Mox's boarding house.
How often do you do this?
Almost every night. He gets hungry.
You're telling me you have done this to over 1,000 children? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Does he kill the children?
Sometimes. Depends on how he's feeling.
A lot of kids.
Are you doing it tonight as well?
I will have to, yeah.
All right.
The ratio that he kills them depends on how hungry he is. So more often he lets them go, but there are some nights that he's really hungry and he completely drains them.
It's not a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man. You've been adding to this situation. Okay? Like, obviously this has to stop, and I think I can speak for all of us is saying that we are more than happy to put a stop to this,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps even take care of this vampire somehow.
The only way to break the blood bond is for you to put him to final death.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna owe us big time.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that one favor is.
Can I talk to you for a sec?
Huh?
Can I talk to you for a sec?
Okay.
I
One
mean,
second,
to
Jeremy.
everyone, to the guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeremy, just a second.
What's up?
Do you actually believe this guy? Guys, do you?
You're mute. Still mute.
There
There you go.
Not any.
Can't
Yeah.
Jerry tell if someone's lying? Doesn't he have a power that allows him to tell whether
I don't-
someone's lying?
think I have a power like that. I mean, I do have a power. I can make a truth serum.
Or I could even easily he can easily agree to being dominated and being compelled to tell the truth. I think it would be a show of good faith.
There you
Because
go.
he could be telling the truth, but what he's asking us to do is too much. He's asking us to kill a vampire.
There's nothing that says that we can't kill a vampire. We just can't drain a vampire.
Yeah.
We can kill vampires.
Yeah.
Also, there's okay, and I don't know about this particular part, so I'm gonna ask Adrian. Is there an issue with a Ventru killing another Ventru?
No.
No?
Only if he feeds on him and completely drains him, because that is the act of diablerie, which is taboo. But if he just straight up brings him to final death, that's it. That's fine.
Like, can you just kill him and then suck him?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
and
so
if we really wanted to, we could always go to the prince for help as well too, because this Ventru is breaking the law.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Not in a way. I mean, he
Okay,
is
so-
breaking the law because he's feeding
Yeah.
on children.
So killing another vampire is not really an issue, but so I go back to the first question: do we actually believe what he's saying?
It does
I
seem a
think-
little hard to believe that a 300-year-old vampire in the shape of a 12-year-old exists in this city and is, feeding off of adults. That seems a little weird.
It's
No, it's children.
he's feeding off of kids.
Kids.
Yeah,
He wants-
no, I understand that.
that's-
So it's against the rules for an adult to feed off of children,
Mhm.
but you have a child essentially feeding off other children.
Mhm.
So that's not illegal, right?
So
For
what
the-
about a child like vampire feeding off an adult? Like that seems weird.
then that's fine if he does that, but that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is feeding
Right.
off of kids, which is against the prince's law in this city.
No matter how old he is, no matter
Yeah.
no matter his looks. So it's what he's doing is wrong anyway,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
But what if we agree to help Jeremy, and then we go out there and we find something completely different? This is what I'm worried about, because we're pretty new at this being a vampire thing,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
he's pretty smart.
If Nate, if
And
he
what
agreed,
if what if in the middle of the conversation he said, "Okay, so I'm gonna come up with a lie, so that I can get rid of them."
Right. No, I think you make a really good point, and I think we should definitely give him the chance to prove himself. So we offer up the choice if he wants to willingly submit to a compulsion to tell the truth. Then we know that we can trust what he's saying, or we can make this truth serum. But it sounds like that might be a bit more labor intensive and time consuming to do. So I think if he is willing, as a gesture of good faith, willing to submit to the compulsion to tell the truth, and he tells us exactly what he said without any changes to his story, then we move forward. We can arrange a deal, and definitely there's some things in mind that I have that he should definitely account for, but he also needs to pay for what he's done as well. I mean, he is complicit in these crimes. He may not be
I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
feeding off the children himself, but he's definitely aiding and abetting someone who is, and should have to make amends for that.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Damien. I think we should get the prince involved. Excuse me.
Bless you.
But I already know.
That's funny. I just told the vampire, bless you.
How did I?
Can't use that word.
That's at least my thoughts.
But what I said about him, maybe the fact that maybe he's lying, does that make sense? Because it's such a... He's,
Right.
Yeah, yeah, but that's why we're saying,
You
you know,
caught him.
that's why we're saying-
You caught him. You confronted him. And
So you're
he
saying
was
we're
like,
not-
he had an immediate reaction. He said, "You come with me." And then he tells, and then he tells this fantastic story about, I'm a slave too. I don't want to do this. Please help me get out of this.
It does seem like a very convenient excuse.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's get that out of the way. Let's go see if he's willing to submit to a compulsion.
All right. So,
What do you guys good with that?
Yeah.
Go for it.
all right.
Well, Jeremy,
Yes.
it is hard for us to believe your story at this moment. So we are asking that you prove yourself. If you are willing to submit to a compulsion to tell the truth, we will ask you the same questions, and if you answer the same way, then we can then move on to negotiations and arranging a deal between us and ridding yourself of this particular situation. And
Yeah. Whatever it takes.
all right. So I look him in the eyes and I say, I'm going to ask you questions and you're going to tell us the truth.
Yes.
Tell us the truth is the compulsion.
Okay. And yeah, he basically just reiterates everything to you. Exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone satisfied with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the next step, one second, we gotta have another meeting. So I think the next step is that we get the prince involved, like Damien said. I think a 300-year-old vampire could pose a big challenge.
Probably use the sheriff's help, so.
Uh-huh. Maybe even call up what's-her-face from the graveyard.
Helena?
Later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, what was her name?
Elena.
Helena?
Elena?
Okay.
All right. Does anyone have any demands or anything they want out of this? I mean, I figure there's an opportunity to get some huge favors.
So about this place we're going, but so what are we gonna do then? What's next? What are the next steps? So we are going with Jeremy to pick up the kids and then take them to this other kid.
Could we tell Jeremy
This
that
other
as punishment for his part in this, willing or not, that he has to step down and let Chris Person back? You know Nate was thinking that already.
Yeah.
He's like, how do I work this to my advantage?
Uh-huh.
So now the next step is to talk to the prince.
I think another thing is that he has to present himself to the prince once this is all finished. And let the prince cast his judgment and punishment.
Can we just call the prince, or do we have to go back there to the...
We can call him, can't we? I think he gave us his number.
To the Smith building.
I think so. Yeah, I think you could probably call him.
Right. So I'll give him a call.
So ring ring.
Call him. Your Highness, just wanted to let you know this is Damien. When we did that job for you, if you remember.
Yes, I remember. You guys didn't tell me how it went nor collected your payment.
I thought we did.
Nope.
Hey, I lean next to Jerry. I'm like, what do we do for him again?
Oh, we took care of the ghosts.
Yeah, it was the ghost thing. You were
Andra,
talking
the Hotel Andra.
Yeah,
Well,
You guys did. I didn't. Well, I helped you guys with the first part.
yeah, we never did go back.
Sorry, we had a lot of things come up between since last night. Our sires contacted us, and a few of our sires have contacted us and wanted to see us and introduce themselves. So
Okay.
been a little busy, but just to let you know, we took care of that. We took care of the ghost problem, so that shouldn't
Good.
be an issue anymore at
good.
Hotel Andra.
Good.
But we have run into another problem.
What is that?
So apparently you have a 12-year-old or 300-year-old vampire that looks like a 12-year-old in your city that is feeding off children, and has created a bloodborne of another vampire and compelled him to bring him children.
Oh, no, that will not do at all, huh?
So we just thought, we are fledglings. We have had some successes, but we thought maybe we could use a little bit of help with a 300-year-old vampire, because we also ran into someone by the name of Dominic, who was from the
Sabat.
Thank you. Was from the Sabat, who was trying to institute a race war between the anarchy and the anarchists and the Camilla.
My,
We were able to stop him, but yeah. So we've got some to fill you in on, Your Highness.
my goodness, it sounds like you've been through a lot these last 2 nights.
It's hard to believe it's only been 2 nights. It feels like it's been a lifetime already. But do you think right now we're at the Westin? Do you think you could send us some help?
Well,
At least the sheriff.
The sheriff is actually busy right now. He himself is dealing with his own blood hunt that he's going on right now. But I did speak with Helena, and she told me the help you guys gave her at the graveyard. I could send her along. Yeah.
All right, that would be any help would be much appreciated, Your Highness.
Yes, as you know, I have no tolerance for children being killed, so bring this vampire to final death.
Ask him if he knows anything about this vampire.
His name
Really?
is Albert.
Yeah. Do you know anything about? Apparently, his name is Albert.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Ventru. Do you by chance know anything about him?
No, he must have been in hiding in the city here. I haven't heard a word of him. He never introduced himself. As is customary when you come to a new city, he didn't introduce himself to me. So, yeah.
All right. And what about the unwitting accomplice who was bloodborne or who was blood bonded and forced to bring him children? What would you like us to do with him? He didn't feed on or kill the children himself and was obviously being compelled against his will.
What does Jeremy Crawford look like when Damien says that?
He's just all like. He's like, well, as you know, I like to consider myself a fair prince. If he didn't kill anybody, or if he didn't kill any or feed off of any children himself and he was bloodbound, I will probably let it go for him.
Okay.
But this vampire must be dealt with.
All right, so we'll kill him.
Excellent. Thank you for informing me.
And of course, all Jeremy heard was me say, "All right, so we'll kill him."
Yeah. He's like, you see blood tears coming down and more frequently.
So I'm gonna pull Nate aside just and whisper to him what the prince said.
Okay.
So it's up to you whether you want to let him in on the joke or not.
Not at all.
We're not gonna kill him, but
No, he deserves to sweat. As far as I'm concerned, he's getting off really easy. So, well, Jeremy, looks like you've certainly gotten yourself into a bit of a pickle. How did this even happen? Like, how did you manage to let this vampire do this to you?
He briefly talked about it earlier. He said that he went there and he was just introduced himself as a friendly vampire, and then he fed off of him. And then after that, he finally became bloodbound to him.
Right. So, and you didn't feel the need to inform the prince of this matter at all, or?
He got me. He got to me. Yeah. He after that, I was completely under his control. I couldn't.
What else do you know about him? Can you tell us anything?
Other than the fact that he's old and he's a Ventru and his palate is kids. That's it.
Okay. Well, honestly, we just spoke with the prince, and it sounds like the prince is leaving it up to us what we want to do.
Okay.
But Albert must die.
Okay. What about me?
Well,
Am I all right?
Depends. I think you should definitely. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think you should step down from your position where you're at. Honestly, I don't think you can really be trusted.
The position? What are you talking about?
Oh, by the way, Chris Perkins is my sire. Yeah, so there's a couple things that need to happen.
What?
Recompense in our help in this matter of getting you out of this mess to begin with. You need to step down and allow Chris Perkins back into acquisitions if that's what Chris wants. And whatever this beef that you have with Chris Perkins, that shit needs to be cleared up. You need to apologize and do whatever you can to make good on the relationship between you two. If that means groveling, then you need to fucking grovel, Jeremy Crawford, because you're a piece of shit.
It's just like, I mean, anything will be better than being in this slavery to this vampire. So, of course.
And you get to owe one favor to each person in this party, and you have to at least DM one game of ours. And that we might not even ask for.
Yeah, I was about to say, you really want it.
I'm just saying, I want options.
Okay, sure, yeah, whatever you need to. Yeah.
All right, so we each have one favor from this guy.
Cool.
Let's go kill us a vampire.
Yeah.
We're vampire hunters now.
And next time, Jeremy Crawford, that you get yourself into this particular situation or something like this again in the future, try a little harder to let people know what's up. I think you could have done a little better.
You don't know what it's like. You don't know.
I mean, if you were able to tell us, you obviously could have told somebody.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
You could have told somebody and said, "Get word to the prince."
Yep.
You could have told the prince himself.
Yep.
Unless
Would have been the best thing
his,
you did.
unless his master had specifically compelled him to not say anything to the prince.
That's more what it was. He was more of
or to anyone.
yeah.
Hmm.
This was a time where his master's power was a little bit more subsided because he was doing this event and stuff, and you Nate actually were able to get through to him because nobody ever confronted him about this before because nobody thought there was a need to. So yeah. Anyway, so where to?
You tell us.
Yeah,
Where can we
Jeremy.
find Albert?
As I said, his hunting ground is at the Mox boarding house.
So you're going there now.
I guess. I mean, if you want to
Well, hold on.
ambush him.
Do we tag along?
Jeremy said that he has to go there tonight.
Have him get a kid for him, and then we'll get him when he comes up to him.
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to subject a kid to that.
No, I mean,
I don't think it's worth the risk.
Can we make Anna look like a kid?
I mean, we could just give him.
I'll get 2 ponytails like
We
Yeah.
could just have him show up saying that
Yeah.
Mox is closed or something.
Yeah. uh,
I don't
But
know, whatever.
I think the kid thing stops tonight.
Okay.
well, where do you usually meet him then at the Mox? Like behind the building, or
inside, because he looks like a 12-year-old, so he just looks like a kid wanting to play games, and then he picks somebody out, and then he tells me who he wants, and then he leaves, and then when I find the opportune time, I take the kid and take him to his place.
No, okay,
Wait, so
you
he's
gotta
not
meet.
waiting outside. You have to take him to his place.
Hmm.
What about his place? What can you tell us about his place?
It's a normal.
Security, ghouls.
No, it's just like a normal house.
Wait, you said that this guy's a Ventru?
Does he have any ghouls?
Not that I know of.
Guarding the
Well,
door?
me.
How does it work? Yeah, okay. But how does it work when you get there? You don't see anything? You just knock on the door, or you walk in? How does it work?
I go into the garage and I throw the kid into the garage and lock the door after I leave.
That's nice.
Okay. So you have access to the garage.
Okay, so what we could do is you can meet with him,
Hmm.
let him point somebody out so
Hmm.
that he thinks you're going to be on the case,
Mhm.
and then we'll go. You'll let us into the garage, and
Okay.
we'll take it from there.
Okay. All right.
I like it. We could put Anna in like a cloak with her bomb ass sword.
she comes out and swings it, chopped his head off.
And we can come at him from all sides.
I
Right.
could use my I could use my unseen passage and silence of death.
Hmm.
Now that kid's going to be at the garage.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, that kid's going to be at Mox.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
can easily go scope out the garage and get a feel for the place while that's happening, and then ambush him there when he shows up.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a thought.
So what do you do? So what about 2 of us would go with Jeremy to Mox, and then the rest of us would go to this vampire's house, and I don't know,
Okay.
take a look
Yeah,
around.
we need someone to follow him still in case he.
Does your master have auspex?
Mm. No. No, he does not.
I'll go with Jeremy to Mox.
So after a while, Helena shows up and she sees you familiar 3, and she goes, "Hey guys, what's going on? So what's the dealio?" Huh?
Hey, Elena. So we've got.
Honey, I drunk the kids.
Yeah.
What?
So Jeremy here has been got blood bonded to a 300-year-old vampire that looks like he's 12, who's a Ventru that can only feed on children,
Oh, jeez.
named Albert. So we've been tasked by the prince, or we got permission from the prince to take him out.
Okay, sounds like fun. Let's go.
Did you bring anything? Did you bring any toys?
I just got my Uzi.
Oh, okay.
She looks at Jerry and Anna and is like, "Is this the rest of your friends?"
Oh yeah, they were sleeping the night we helped you at the graveyard.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is Anna and this is Eric.
Eric was with you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. Jerry.
That's me. I'm
Like,
Jerry.
oh, hello, I'm Helena.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so you guys go.
Yep.
To the Mox boarding house.
Do we all go?
of you? Yeah, that's the question.
We'll go half and half.
I think maybe
Yeah.
one or two of us max should go to the Mox house with Jeremy.
Okay.
I think the rest should lie in ambush at the garage. So I think we need to go to the house first.
Okay.
Jerry, why don't you go with Nate to the
To the Mox.
to the Mox house?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and kind of scope it out with your vampire eyes and
Okay.
see what you can see about him.
Yeah, I'll go with Nate and do a little scouting and see about this kid, or this 300-year-old vampire.
And then the rest of us can go check out the garage and maybe set up an ambush there.
Hmm.
Okay. Huh. I actually didn't make a map for this, so that's fine. We'll just go what we got. Okay, so we'll say okay, sorry, real quick. Who's going to the house?
So I think
Anna?
me, Anna, Eric, and Helena.
Should we all check it out first, and then the two of us leave with Jeremy?
I don't think there's really any difference either way.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna, us checking it out isn't really going to make much difference.
Okay, so Nate and Jerry with Jeremy are going to Mox. Okay, so I'll say this for you other three. When you go to the location that Jeremy pinpointed, you see that it's just a normal looking house with the garage and driveway, and you can see that there's a side door to the garage entrance as well. Other than that, there's nothing really out of the ordinary there. For you, Jerry and Nate, you come to the Mox boarding house, and I don't think I got an outdoor picture, but this is kind of what it looks like on the inside walk in. There's like two pictures. So you come in and it serves both as a restaurant and a gaming place, and you see that there's a bunch of people there. And for you, Jerry, you see that there is a bunch of people here. They all look human, but you do in particular see a little kid who's looking at some board games who has the Ventru aura on him.
Hey Nate, I think I found the kid.
All right,
He's
Play
right
cool.
over there.
Play cool. Let's go get a game.
All right.
Sit down.
What do you get?
What do you want to play, Jerry? Do you know any two-player games?
I think they have a 2-player section over here.
Okay. All right.
Just pick one of these 2-player games.
So to help me, Jeremy is with you two, or he's going about how he's supposed to go about.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
We're getting eyes on the target.
Okay. So, yeah. You see. Let's see. So, any games come to mind, Jerry? Two-player games. Top of your head.
Shoot. There's this game. There's this military game you should play. It's right here. They have it. It's new. It's a 2-player game. It's a card game.
I'm not really a big fan of military games.
No, no, it's kind of like you control the air and sea and the ground, and then you play your cards. It's a card game.
I mean, I do like card games. I mean,
Yeah, it's a card game, but it's just military themed. That's all.
okay.
Yeah, you have your own squad of people and use your cards. So
Sure.
you can play it. It's Dauntless. I think it may be called Dauntless. I'm not sure, but
Is that Normandy card game?
it's not Normandy card game. It's
I think there was one like that. I can't remember. But anyway,
yeah.
we'll say you guys grab something like that, and okay. So you see Jeremy walk in, and he walks over to Albert, and you can see them conversing, and you see Albert is looking around. He glances over and sees you two playing, but then he just kind of keeps looking, like, completely.
What does Albert look like? Do you have a picture?
Oh, I actually don't. Actually didn't make a picture of him. Damn, I should have. Basically, yeah, just a little blonde kid, looking about like 12 years old, and you see him. He kind of with his chin, he motions over to a kid with his dad, and he basically just kind of is like that one. And Albert then proceeds to leave the boarding house and goes out. And the kid he motioned over to is about the same age as him. You see he looks like about the same height. And the kid is like, I need to go to the bathroom. And then he's like, fine, it's in the back. And so the kid walks off, and Jeremy sees that being his opportune moment to strike in. What is this, Nate? Oh my gosh! Yeah, sure. That's the Albert. Yeah. Looks like a prick.
Yeah, he does.
Douchebag alert.
Yep. And oh no. Whoops. I logged out of Roll20.
Oh,
How did that happen?
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Anyway, so he goes and waits for the kid to get out of the bathroom, and he intercepts the kid, and he says something to him, and you see him start to leave with the kid. Going to the rest of you who are at the house, you see this blonde little 12-year-old brat just walking towards the house, and you see him go to the garage and start to unlock it, and then he goes inside and closes the door behind him.
I'd imagine we're close behind, right?
Yeah.
See Albert leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Albert leaves first, right? And then
Yeah.
Jeremy picks the kid and brings him to the garage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
typically how it works. So
Yeah.
we just stop.
You stop that from happening.
Yeah. We just say we understand that you're compelled to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but let's break a few rules here, or bend a few rules, and you weren't necessarily commanded when to bring this kid, right?
He has the kid. He's holding his hand, and he's like, I have to go. I have to go now. I can't. You get out of my way.
Why don't you take the long way around?
I can't take. No, get out of my way.
Fuck.
Try your compel on him.
Yeah.
Try your own compel on him.
Yep. I'm gonna try compelling him.
All right.
Should we try and kill Albert now while Nate is doing that? Or should we wait?
It's up to you guys. You have Helena with you.
And Albert is alone, so.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't know if he's alone because we don't know if there are other people in the house. I don't
Well-
know.
I'm pretty sure considering what he's been doing, he probably doesn't have anybody else there.
All right, so what's going on, Nate?
I am trying to find out it's dominate versus intelligence plus charisma and dominate versus intelligence and resolve. So I got to roll charisma and dominate, and
Okay.
he has to roll intelligence and resolve.
Okay.
So charisma, that's not that great. 2 plus 3. Okay. 2.
I guess I'm just going to give this an automatic win to you because he rolled 0 successes.
Oh,
Wow.
awesome. I say, fuck, I don't want to like kill him.
Mhm.
Just tell him to wait there.
Wait here.
So, by the way, are you still in the Mox boarding house, or are you guys outside?
I would imagine we're outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the parent be worried at this point?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
He's gonna be in trouble while holding his hand. Waiting
Yeah.
outside.
Take the kid back inside.
Okay.
That's my compulsion. Take the kid.
my daddy, let me go.
Yeah, you were the So he wrestles his.
You said you were gonna give me McDonald's.
Where's my Happy Meal?
That woman promised me 6 candy bars.
So the kid runs back inside to his father.
This just in: Jeremy Crawford arrested last night.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, you dealt with that. So do you want to go meet up with the rest of the gang? Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, you find them staking out the house across the street
Gary, what do you see inside?
through a wall.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't see anything here. But do I see anything out of the ordinary, like
No.
from this distance?
No.
Okay.
You just know that he's supposed to bring somebody into the garage.
All right. So I'm gonna use my unseen passage and silence the death. The silence the death is free.
Okay.
The unseen passage, I guess I have to use a rouse check.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you get hungry.
So I gain a hunger. It's 1.
One.
But you know, like I said, it's automatic success. All right. So
So you're invisible now?
yeah, I'm invisible and silent.
Okay.
I can still see you.
Well, yeah, you guys are actively observing me, so you can
Yeah.
see me.
I'm just looking at you. I'm invisible.
I'm invisible!
Everyone, nobody look at me. This is my time.
If I don't look at them, they don't. I'm invisible.
I can turn invisible as long as nobody's looking at me. You guys seen Mystery Men, right?
Yeah. Alright, so what do you guys want to do? You're invisible now. What's the next step?
I want to call my rat. I want to call a rat.
A rat? You don't want to
rat.
just send a rocket?
Oh, it's my precious raccoon.
Oh, okay.
I don't want him to die.
So you're summoning a rat, right? That costs a rouse check if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So my gonna arouse myself.
Ooh, your hunger goes up. But all of a sudden, out of like one of the sewer drains, you see a little rat pop out. It comes right up to you, like.
I tell him to
resist the
go.
urge to automatically kill it.
I tell him to
Get a
go.
rat crawl out of a sewer drain, man. Like, yeah.
He's like the hobo version of Dr. Doolittle. Rats and trash pandas.
What else the city would have?
Right. Okay, so what does the rat do?
gonna go and explore that area where
Go
that
and
kid went in.
Okay. So the rat runs towards the garage, and he finds like an opening, and he comes back to you, and he telepathically tells you that there's a kid inside the garage.
Just one?
Hmm.
Not two?
Nope.
Let's go back and find the other one.
The other
What?
kid's not there yet. Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only one kid. Okay.
Yeah.
He went back in the boarding house.
Yeah.
So he's alone, and he's in the garage.
Yep.
And you said there are two entrances to the garage. So there's the big door, and there's a side door.
A side door, yeah.
There's no windows?
There's like maybe one window that's kind of high up on the other side. But yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
All
I
right,
just send you guys a text letting you know that target is en route. Kid's on his way. The vampire is on his way.
Well, yeah, we already saw him go inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they already saw that. Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, you're all together now. So what's the next move?
All right. Well, he's expecting the kid to be thrown in the garage.
So someone needs to be Jeremy and someone needs to be the kid.
Yeah.
Let's go, Anna.
Anna, you're the shortest.
We got the weapons.
That's prejudice just because I'm short.
Hey, you guys think that it was a good idea that I left Jeremy all by himself with this fighting this compulsion of mine and his blood oath? I just got this kid that's
Well, as soon as we take care of the
yeah.
master, that his compulsion will end.
I just hope that my compulsion holds out long enough.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
then let's get this
work.
done quickly.
Right.
I can
Alright,
make a
so-
distraction
All right, let's
to
go.
help you guys.
If you open the door, someone open the door for me too. I can go in without being seen.
Yeah.
So how do I do this? I hold Jeremy's hand, and he walks me in.
Well, it's either Jerry, Eric, or Nate who pretends to be Jerry. So you'd be. Yeah.
I thought Jeremy had to do it.
No, Nate stopped his compulsion.
Okay, so he went back in the boarding
Yeah.
house as well.
Well,
Okay.
Jeremy looks like a white guy, so we can do it.
So it's gotta be Nate. So Nate.
Yeah, it has to be a white guy. So
Nate's the closest one, so Nate gets to.
It'll be too much suspect if it's someone other person.
She puts her hoodie on, so can't tell the gender.
I can help Damien open
and
the
can't
door.
tell how old I am.
So
Okay, so
you're pretending, Nate. You're pretending
Yeah.
to be Jeremy.
So yeah, so I'm wondering, is this like we're going into the garage, right?
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
we entering through the garage door, like it opens up all the way, or is there like a door on the side?
There's a door on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely leaving that door ajar, or at
Yeah.
least unlocked.
So yeah.
So I'll open up the door. Presumably, I've gotten the key from
Mhm.
Jeremy Crawford.
It's just unlocked because.
Okay, so I just,
yeah.
leave it, I just open it up and then
Mhm.
I kind of usher Anna in.
Okay.
I'm
And
following right behind them.
mhm.
Okay.
Just
So
see me.
yeah, the three of you see that the garage is really dark except for like a single light that's on in the back, which kind of looks like a workbench, and the kid is standing by the light, and you can see his silhouette, and he's like, "About time! I've been hungry. What took you so long?"
There were complications, but it's taken care of.
What the fuck? Who? You're not Jeremy.
I am Jeremy.
What? I can tell just by your voice you're not Jeremy. And then he shows the light up, and he sees the two of you, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?
Well, that was
That's
cool.
not the kid. What's going on here?"
Oh, well, I thought no. Jeremy said that Jeremy had something to do, and he said that this is the one. So he got some help. So I'm helping out.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit because I compelled him. Huh?
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know how to explain that. I mean, that he just said, "Hey, I got a thing. Take this kid up to this house." He gave me $200 to do it.
Yeah, you're not fooling me, buddy.
Look who's talking. I mean, what are you, 12? You look like a little. So, where are these guys? Where are the guys behind?
Really quick.
So long.
Yeah, you see him.
So while this is going on, I'm moving up behind Albert to cut his head off.
Go in for a strike. Okay.
All right.
So while this is happening, he pulls out a blade and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not buying your bullshit, buddy."
Look, man, there's no need to be a little shit about it. I'm telling you, like Jeremy said, he has a thing. He said, here's $200. Take this to this guy, to this garage. Here's the $200, and I kind of fling it in his face, hopefully to provide some kind of distraction. He said, here's the $200 and I throw it in his face. And I'm like, I don't need your bullshit, you little chump. What do you want to do with this kid anyways? Everyone knows the law in this city says you can't feed on children. I'm pretty sure that's not what you're doing.
Well,
Or is
that's
it?
obviously not a child, and you are not Jeremy, so I.
What are you talking about? This is the kid that Jeremy told to bring.
Yeah, the height is quite different. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to kill you both now.
Oh, there's no need for that. Come on, someone fucking crossed the board already.
Oh, Adrian, is there a glass roof?
A what?
Glass roof?
No, not a glass roof, but there is a window. But the
I'm
door
gonna-
is wide open. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to compel him. What the hell?
Ooh.
I mean, yeah. I say, no, not compel. I'm gonna try to persuade. I was like, hold on, before you go all crazy Rambo with that thing, maybe I can help you out. That's my persuade. Why don't you take a seat? Let's
Difficulty
talk
of
this
5.
over like men, as best as we can be, and see if we can come to an arrangement.
Difficulty of 5 for that roll.
All right. So this is a manipulation persuasion, and just to be clear, this is clearly a distraction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to buy some time here. I think my
So yeah, he's totally distracted by what you're saying to him right now. What does somebody want to do?
Well, I'm trying to make a roll, but my character sheet won't let me roll.
Damien, what do you think we try and do it simultaneously? You attack it from behind and I'll attack it.
Yeah.
Go at the same time.
Do it at the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Anna brings out her sword and goes in for a whoosh. So difficulty is going to be 5.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Shit, there it is.
That's
what
fine.
do I do?
Right.
Dexterity?
No, for your attack, Anna, it's going to be melee plus strength. Damien, are you using your sword as well?
Hang on. Yes.
Okay, so yours is strength plus melee as well.
Yep.
Difficulty is 5.
Oh, what's her face? Helena.
Elena? she's with Jerry and Eric, not knowing what's going on. She's
We're
like,
we're at the doorway. We're
Yeah.
at the doorway.
Yeah.
Or I'm at the doorway, like right outside, about to bust in
Okay.
with a handgun or a shotgun I have.
Reroll, Anna. Reroll.
Reroll!
she's got one willpower left.
Oh shit.
What?
Maybe you shouldn't reroll.
If you spend that.
5!
Slice and dice.
Damien does. Damien gets her.
Okay, so Damien, when you go in for that attack, he senses something at like the last second. So like as soon as you're coming in for that sweep, he like brings up his blade to try and block it, but you're able to like cut right along his neck, but not enough to block it off. And he goes, it's like, oh, there's another one of you. So let's see. Anna's went, Damien's went, Jerry, Eric, and Helena. Who wants to go next?
I could go next, I guess.
Okay.
As I heard yelling and I guess combat is happening in there, I go in there with the shotgun and try to blow away Albert.
Okay. So go ahead and do composure plus firearms plus any other trinkets that go with that, as well as the gun itself.
Let's see, does any trinkets help with this? I got one. Okay. Wait. Yeah.
Difficulty of 5. You're blowing a kid away with a shotgun.
Is that everyone's dream?
Ooh, critical hit. So Jerry, while he was distracted, and he's looking at Damien from his attack. His back is completely turned, and as you break in and go, you just hit him right in the back, and he goes flying right into the side of the wall, and he turns around and he's like, "Ow! What the fuck is going on?"
Say hello to my little friend.
Eric, what do you want to do?
Is he closer to the other entrance?
Yeah.
Okay. I opened that door as I heard that shot.
So you ran inside the house, broke.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I look around and see that kid at the wall.
Uh-huh.
And then pull my Glock and start shooting.
Start shooting. Okay. Same thing. Difficulty of 5 and the
What?
yeah, the Glocks plus any other trinkets you have.
That's right. Glock has what? Plus
2 or 3? I think it's 2.
+2.
Yeah, plus 2.
Whoops.
5. Okay, so yeah, you as the kids is like kind of Michael as he's kind of recovering, and the door is on his side there, and you kick down, open the door. And any famous line before you start blasting them?
Eat my Glock.
Eat my Glock. The door flies open. Eat my Glock. The kid is getting
You
shot.
could have at least used the suck my Glock.
You Glock sucker!
So from the bullets, the kid falls down onto the ground, and you can see he's blood is everywhere, but he's still alive. Coming back to Helena. Helena comes in, and she cocks her gun, and she sees that the kid is like really bloody and on the ground, and she's like, "Do you guys want me to even do anything?"
Yes!
Okay, so she just lights him up.
Should we go another round?
Yeah, lights him up, and the kid is just kind of like nearly spent, but you can see that he's still alive, but he's very close to going into a state of torpor from all those bullets. So coming back to Nate, what do you want to do?
So I'm gonna pull out Snap, Crackle, Pop, and put it right up against the kid's face, like
Okay.
point blank, and then pull the trigger.
All right, I'll give you this a difficulty of 2.
Okay. So, and I think it's a +3 to firearms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Composure
Oh,
plus
my
firearms.
firearms has changed. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Oh.
So
You
strength
upgraded
is
your
3,
firearms, didn't you?
strength is 3, and firearms is 2. So I'm gonna use strength. 3. Firearms is 2. With a modifier of 3.
Nice.
Fuck! Holy
Oh.
crap. Okay.
Kid's having
Oh.
a bad day.
So yeah, the kid's like kind of like looking a little dreary-eyed and just like really exhausted from taking all the bullets, and he looks over and sees you bringing the shotgun right to his face. You want to say anything before you blow his head off?
I look at everyone and say goodbye to my little friend.
His head just obliterates completely, and you see that the rest of his body slowly decomposes and turns into ash.
That
That's
was
taken
easy.
care of.
You know, I thought a 300-year-old vampire would be a little bit more difficult.
I guess age and size aren't everything.
Also, everyone had like really good rolls there, so I was just like, yep.
Modern solution.
You missed. It's okay. You'll get them one of these days, Hannah.
Ugh.
Did you get any blood on your sword, Anna?
She didn't. No, she completely
Not
missed
really,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Well, dip it right there in this.
Yeah, dip it right there.
Dip it. Stick it.
Can I?
Stick
Can I
it.
do it?
Yeah, there's a small puddle. You could probably get one out.
Well, just stab him. He's dead, right? He's gone.
No,
Right?
his ashes.
Oh.
Yeah, his ashes.
Well,
Okay.
nice to just stab him.
So can I take one then? One hunger down.
Yeah. We'll say you slide the sword into the remaining blood, and it soaks it up.
Okay.
That's cool. It's like a
You guys
sword.
hungry? You guys need to feed?
Okay.
No.
I've only got
Yeah.
I'm good.
Alright.
You pop the cap, Anna, and
Alright, cool.
okay. All right. So what do you guys want to do now?
we want to go swing back by board house and check and make sure that Jeremy's compulsion has ended,
Yeah.
and swing by the prince
That's right. Call Chris
because
Perkins.
we never collected our money for finishing the job at the Andra Hotel.
I thought we did. Wait, we didn't went back, did we?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You guys didn't go.
Oh, sorry, we didn't.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys go back to Mox and you find Jeremy still there. Jerry, you notice that strangeness to his aura is now gone. He just looks like a normal Toreador now.
Blood,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
the bloodbound thing.
I see. Okay.
Remember that.
I remember that, yeah. Now I know.
Now you know if you ever see anybody that's been bloodbound, yeah, that's what
Cool.
it looks like.
Is it like a warping, or is it like a discolorization, or what?
So it's mostly the color to whatever Jerry sees for a Toreador, with just a little bit of a discoloration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, so yeah, you find him and he sees you and he goes, "I can feel it. You killed him. He's gone.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You
As
don't
Nate so
understand."
succinctly put, say goodbye to your little friend.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's not over for you yet, Jeremy.
Oh shit.
It's time to pay up. You have to account for your actions, so follow us.
Okay. So, do you just call up Chris? Because Chris didn't really say anywhere to meet him. He just said, "Call him when you got this all figured."
I'll eventually, but I mean, do we want to go talk to the prince first, right?
Yeah.
I would say maybe you might want to go talk to Chris first, because remember there is that reward.
Well, and I get that. Yeah, I know that there's a reward coming.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, okay. We'll go talk to Chris first.
Okay.
So, the way that I want to introduce this is that I want to keep kind of Jeremy hidden and speak to Chris first.
Okay.
Chris is not aware that Jeremy is there
Okay.
first.
Where do you tell him to meet?
So I say to I send a text to Chris and say, hey, got some updates for you. Is there a place that you want me to check in, or at least meet up? You know what? How about you meet us at the? Doesn't Halfthorne
Elysium?
have an apartment right there, right next to the Westin?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about meet me up at the
Give him
whatever
the address.
it's called? Yeah. I got a secure location, less public.
Okay.
Um,
Sounds good.
meet me here.
All right.
I could be there in about 20 minutes.
Sounds good. All right. So.
So we all go there and we'll hide Chris in the, or not Chris, but Jeremy and back in the bedroom.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys arrive at Halfdoor's place.
Is Halfdoor working out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just chilling.
Okay, cool.
Waiting on Chris.
Okay, so yeah, you guys arrive back at the apartment. Halfdoor is working out. You take Jeremy into Halfdoor's bedroom.
Oh.
And yeah, you guys wait a little bit, and finally Chris arrives. And he goes, "Hey,
Hey, come on in.
hey, all right. Oh, this nice place you got here, and
Yeah, it's
big guy too.
yeah. He's my first ghoul.
Oh, nice. Well done.
Yeah. I'm already up to 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have faith in you. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. How many ghouls do you have?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Nice. Yeah. So basically, with the help of my friends, comrades, we tracked Jeremy down.
Okay.
We confronted him. We discovered that he was acting against his own will, which was hard to believe at first, but we did compel him to tell the truth, and he willingly submitted to that. We found out that there was a little demonic kid. Well, I should be more specific. He was a vampire, 300 years old, went by the name of Albert, was turned as a 12-ish year old. So he was also a Ventru, and apparently had a taste for young kids, obviously. So he managed to trap Jeremy and formed a blood oath, or blood bond, rather, and then was compelling him to hunt the children and acquire them and bring them to this kid's house.
Wow.
So we tracked that down, and then we actually eliminated the problem. We got rid of the kid, we killed him, and we also let the prince know and got permission and his blessing to take the problem out. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's what happened.
Wow. No. Yeah. Good job. That's not at all what I was expecting it to be. Very well.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward at first. Trying to find out from Jeremy. That was weird.
Yeah.
I really hope to never have to do that again.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, you figured it out. Good job. As I said, yeah, I have something for you as a reward.
Oh.
And so, you see him pull out an object, and he gives it to you, and you see that it's just a normal-looking hilt.
Okay.
Very, very strange looking. He's like, so, yeah, I suppose you're wondering exactly what this thing is. Go ahead and you see that black stone on there?
Yeah.
In between the dragons? Push on it.
Okay.
So, as soon as you push on it, you see that a blade magically extends out, and this is the actual sword.
Oh, cool. Holy shit. It's basically kind of like a lightsaber, but without the light.
So this sword has gone
Percy
through.
Jackson's sword from Lightning Thief.
This sword has gone through many names before. The one that you might be the most familiar with is Excalibur.
No way.
Yes.
There's no way.
It belonged to King Arthur, who was a Ventrue.
No shit.
And his Knights of the Round Table were actually his courtier.
What's that again?
His courtier. Party.
Oh.
Hmm.
Like, kind of like I have one.
Like you and your friends. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Chris Perkins. I always it's kind of like Tom Cruise or Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's always first and last name. He's not just Chris.
Yeah. Gary Gygax, he gifted the sword to me when he made me, and now I pass it on to you.
Well, I don't know what to say. I actually have a gift of my own to give to you.
Oh.
Matter of fact.
Okay.
Just as a thank you for recognizing my potential. And yeah, here you go. And I opened the door that Jeremy Crawford is in and usher him forth. And I said, Jeremy, I believe you have some things to say.
Yeah, Chris looks at him and he's just like, just kind of has an angry look on his face, and Jeremy, he's just kind of sheepishly looking, and he's like, I'm sorry for how we our relationship has been. I'm sorry that I took Acquisitions Incorporated from you. Nobody can replace you, Chris. So I'm stepping down and giving it back to you. And Chris is like, wow. You did this for me, Nate?
Well, of course.
Wow, I don't know what to say. I'm actually getting a little teary-eyed. You see a little blood come out of his eye. Like, fuck! I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
What's up? Well, thank you.
Of course.
Okay, so we'll say you go back to the prince, and you go back to the Smith Tower, and you walk in, and you go up the elevator, and oh gosh, yeah, I'm gonna do this now. Okay, so when you go inside, you can hear voices coming out of the room that the prince is in, and you hear him kind of scolding somebody, and you basically, this is just what you hear. You just hear the prince kind of say angrily, he's like, "This is your mess. You clean it up. It's not my problem." Huh? And you turn the corner, and you can see that there's a man standing there, and he turns around kind of sheepishly, and as he's walking by you, you see his face. This is his face.
Really?
He goes,
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
and Jerry, you see that he is a Ventrue.
Oh, okay.
And
What, can
as
you only feed on consumers?
That's
he's passing by
why
you.
fucking cool. Wow.
Right, yeah. He's passing by all of you, and he goes, he kind of looks back at the prince, and he goes, "Hey, you're that new courtier, right? That, when you guys have a minute, come meet me down in the Chinese room. I have a proposition for you. I'll let you talk to the prince. Bye." And he walks off.
Did you guys smell that? It
But the
smelled
money?
It smelled like lifetime free Amazon Prime memberships.
That sounds good. I like that smell. That smells delicious.
So yeah, you see the prince is there, and you see what did I say his name was? The sheriff. He walks into the room as well, and you can see that he's brushing off some fresh blood on his sword as he's putting it back in its scabbard as he walks in, and he just kind of stands in the corner there. Yes. The prince says, you are back. So, tell me, what... Sounds like when I talked to Damien, you guys have been through a lot. What's going on?
Well, we like we said, we took care of the issue at the Hotel Andra. Turns out there was a ghost haunting there from a girl who'd been killed during the Prohibition. We took care of that, but taking care of that led to the issue in the graveyard. Unfortunately, we had to put down Bruce and Brandon Lee again.
Oh. The graveyard where we were having that zombie problem?
Yes.
Oh, right. Helena told me
Yeah,
about that.
we took out that cult of zombies or the cult of vampires that were raising the zombies.
Right. Okay. And how about that little vampire?
We took care of him.
Good.
We gave Albert the final death.
Perfect. Well, as I said, here's the money, and he hands you envelopes for $500 each for all of you.
Ooh.
Alright. Yes. Yeah. If you guys are looking for any kind of work, I know that Mr. Harkham, our sheriff, he has some blood hunts that he needs help with every once in a while, so if you wanted some work from him, he is always free, just to keep that in mind. But other than that, thank you for dealing with those problems.
All right. Very welcome.
Pleasure.
You're welcome.
For the record, the Seattle Tower has nothing on you. Been doing a little bit of research.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do now?
Go down to the Chinese room, meet with Bezos.
Oh yeah.
I know what he wants.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's gonna cost him. He can afford it.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys want to go down there?
Yep.
To the Chinese room? Okay. So you guys take the elevator, and I think the Chinese room was on like the 34th floor or something like that. So yeah, you go down. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
That was loud. Okay, so you go down, and this is just one of the pictures as to what the Chinese room looks like. But yeah, there's a bar there, and you can see that there is Jeff Bezos sitting at the bar, and the bartender is a ghoul, and you see that he's actually drinking blood, and he sees you all, and he's like, "Oh yes, come here, friends." And he's like, "Do you want anything? We have blood of all kinds here."
I'll take a cup.
I'll take a shot of gay blood.
Oh yes, we do have that. He snaps his fingers. The bartender is like,
I'll try one.
You too? Yeah.
Yep.
On the house, free drinks.
All right. I'll get rid of
Yeah.
Hunger.
get rid of a hunger I have.
Yep, one hunger. Basically, a glass is enough to fulfill one hunger for each of you.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So he looks at you and he says, "So I have a little bit of a pickle that I am in. Just for all of you talking to me here." And he hands you each $200 each.
What?
It's like, this is just for talking to me. The job that I have, just for accepting the job, I will give you each $500 for this. And we'll talk about the rewards for completing it after. My dilemma is, I don't know if any of you know this, but the Pacific Tower used to be where Amazon was headquartered, and I used to have an office there. But we moved a few years after, and basically I had left behind a flash drive in a safe, a hidden safe in my old office that has some very sensitive material on it. If you guys take this job, I need you to break into the building, find the safe, find the flash drive, and bring it back to me. In addition, for finding this, hold on. I need to remember what my rewards was for this. Hold on. 1 second.
Pick anything from the warehouse.
No. Okay. On return of the flash drive, I will give you each $1,000, and also, as a bonus, I will give you access to the Kiara apartments rent-free.
That sounds like a good deal.
That sounds fancy. What's the Kiara Apartments?
If you do a quick Google search, you will see that they are the most expensive apartments in Seattle. It's like $23,000 a month. Yeah. Kiara is spelled Kiara.
I would
Kiara
definitely
building.
step
Wow.
up from the shithole that we're living in right now.
And you each get your own apartment.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes.
2,300 a month, you said?
Uh-huh.
Or 23,000? I thought I heard you say 23,000.
Oh, sorry, 1,000. Yeah, 23,000.
Penthouse, signature, or luxury?
Yeah, your choice.
Ooh. Hello, Alfred.
You don't necessarily have to do the job tonight, but within the week, if you guys would bring back the flash drive. You probably also are going to want to write this down. The safe is in the floor, hidden underneath the carpet, and there is a code. The code is 23967.
23967.
Yeah.
Supposedly we're finding a USB drive that he lost somewhere.
He left in his safe at the Pacific Tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we need to go to the Pacific Tower, get into a safe that's in the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and retrieve a USB drive.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what's on the USB drive? Did he say?
He just said sensitive information.
For him, any kind of information is sensitive.
It's his list of customers. On all of their personal information
Yeah.
and shopping habits.
Can't just send Rocket to do it?
No, it's not that easy.
I'll make it easy.
So,
Probably
do we
not
know,
gonna.
like,
It's probably not gonna be easy.
yeah, is this like guarded by ghouls, or like, what is it? Just a regular office space?
So, the building, I think it's the first 3 floors are have actually been converted into a hospital, and then the rest of the floors are leased out.
What floor was he on?
Oh yeah, my old office was on the 11th floor, and the room number is 1126.
11th floor. So can you tell what's on the other floors?
No.
He doesn't know. It's probably super guarded. Not only by ghouls, but tons of cameras, lots of security.
Well, should we scope it out and plan?
Well, I think we go in, we neutralize the cameras, and then we just talk our way through, tell all the security guards to fall asleep, and then go right up to the safe, take it, and then make everyone forget. We should probably find out if these the people in this building are vampires or not.
Also, question: what time is it?
That's also why he said you don't have to necessarily do it tonight, because you guys have been through a lot this night, so it's getting close to like somewhere between 4 and 5.
So we can't do it tonight.
Yeah.
Do it tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back to
So we'll accept the quest or the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We get our $500 and go back to our apartment.
Yeah, back to Sub Pop.
Yeah.
If we are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask Bezos to Amazon ship weapons?
No.
What you guys think?
Well,
Yeah, well, I mean,
yeah.
The
I think
waterworks are really
our-
sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
So let's just find out. I mean, we also got to find out if these are vampires that are guarding, or
Yeah.
if it's regular people.
yeah, who are we stealing this sensitive information from? Or retrieving this sensitive information from?
Yeah. If it's like the Camarilla, you know, I mean, and he's being hush hush about it. Versus if it's just regular humans, mortals, that totally changes things. I think.
Jerry, don't forget also, you guys talked with Thorn, who had some hacking abilities.
Yeah, he could help us with getting into the place. Could he help us get more information about this job?
Maybe.
Alan might be able to help too.
Like, he could probably find out about this USB drive we're stealing from. Thorn could probably get into that information network, look it up, because he has his hands in the SPD database too, so he can get into some police information.
Oh, I forgot to say, I did check out the surveillance tapes.
Oh yeah. You watched Jerry and Anna's
Yeah.
Oh, you saw that? So yeah, we could do this job, I think.
Yeah.
With Thorn's help. Just hopefully whatever we're doing isn't lead to any bad blood.
Yeah, let's go ahead and accept the job and we can work out all the particulars.
Yep. So what do you say to Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff, we'll take the job. We'll do it.
Excellent. Here's the. And he brings out another envelope to each of you, containing $500 each for all of you. And he says, "Yeah, as soon as you get the flash drive, come back to the Smith Tower and give it to me, and we'll set you guys up with apartments."
So, how important is this flash drive to you?
Extremely important.
I think he can get more money out of this.
Who are we looking at here? I mean, is this vampires that have the place, or are these mortals?
As far as I know, it's just a The first 3 floors are a hospital. The rest of the floors are leased. I don't know to who, but basically I just can't go because I don't want anybody to see my face. I don't want any part into bringing suspicions as to why I'm at this building. That's why I need somebody who's
So you don't know who has the flash drive.
no
but
idea.
You know what safe it's in
Mhm.
and what the code for the safe is.
Yes, because that was my old office when we occupied that floor.
Do an
okay.
insight check on him.
Huh?
Can I do an insight check on him?
Yes. Difficulty of 3.
Besides, is it just a straight up skill check, or do I add a trait to that as well?
Yeah, no, it's a trait. So it would be for insight. It would be what would it be? Either charisma or manipulation.
Probably charisma.
I think charisma plus insight. Yeah.
Trying to observe, just trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I'm not really manipulating him at all.
Yeah. Are you lying?
And insight, which is 3, and then I've got a plus. Is it +4 now?
Yeah. The
Plus
sword
4
gave you +2.
Yeah, and then the additional trinkets.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got it right on the money. That's good. Yeah, no, you're sensing that everything he's telling you is true.
Okay. I find that really hard to believe, Jeff, that a person of your position and power who wants something this important has no idea in whose possession, unknowing or knowing, that this flash drive is in. That baffles me, Jeff.
Okay, so I'll tell you this much. Somebody has sent me an email claiming to know where my flash drive is. And obviously I'm the only one that knows where it is, and this is very, very sensitive information, so I want it back in my possession because I thought it would just be fine and dandy where it is. But if somebody had moved into that floor or that office and they discovered that, and now they're potentially blackmailing me, that's not going to fly.
Sent to the email.
Yeah.
It was an unknown.
I'd imagine you have access to people who know how to, find, the source of this.
Yeah. Absolutely. They've been trying to backtrack where it came from, and it's coming up that with nothing.
So is it possible that they have this flash drive already and that it's not where you think it is?
It's possible, but as I said, I'm the only one that knows where it is, so
Well,
it could be a bluff or something. Either way, somebody needs to go there, check to see if it's there, and if it is there, bring it back to me.
and if it isn't?
And if it isn't, then we'll figure that out at another time.
Okay.
Beyond that, if it isn't there, then that I won't need you guys anymore, because that'll be a whole different deal of tracking down that will have to happen.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, there's your money. When you get back, as I said, it doesn't have to be tonight, but soon.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right.
So he just handed us basically $700.
Yes.
Just checking. And I did pick up my 200 that I threw at.
Yeah.
All right. Can we go back and go to sleep now?
Yeah. Yeah. You guys probably wanna do that.
No, I'm talking about for real because I'm exhausted.
Oh, that too. Okay.
I got work tonight, so
Right.
I want to take a nap before I have to start work.
Sure. Let's get this finish this off first then. So when you guys come back to Sub Pop Records, we'll say you guys go to sleep, and so you go through the whole day.
Willpower.
And yeah, you wake up again. Any willpower that you guys have spent is now fully regenerated. So you guys can change that. Secondly, waking up for this third night, you all need to make 3 rouse checks. So Damien, you wake up with 1 hunger.
I'll go next. Or not.
Or Jerry. Jerry, you wake up with 2 hunger.
Okay, I'll go.
I'll go last.
Ooh. Nate, you wake up with 2 hunger. Anna?
3, right?
Yep, 3. You wake up with 2. How about you, Eric? Whoa, that's too many.
3 hunger.
Very
Of course he's
Either way, you wake up with 3 hunger.
I'm very hungry.
Dude, apparently I'm the only morning person here, so
Right?
it's all that training on working nights.
Yeah. So Nate, you like your new sword?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just trying to figure out how to hold on to it when it's not activated.
I mean, you could I don't know, maybe fashion like some sort of hook to like your belt or something. Or if you have
Maybe
cargo pants, throw it in like a pocket.
Make a breakaway pendant.
Ooh.
Where you could
That's kind of big though. If you wear it on your neck. Yeah.
I feel like I'd have that big clock around my.
Yeah.
It would also not be. It would draw unwanted attention, I think.
Right.
I think I can go commission. I know a couple. I know a couple of leather workers that could probably fashion something. So I'll make a quick stop tomorrow evening because it's too late now.
Yeah.
But I'll commission a belt with a holster thing.
Yeah.
To put it in.